In this lesson, we are going to do 3-digit subtraction on the open number line. So when we're looking at the open number line, when I take a portion of the number line out of any number line, I can start anywhere at any point. So what we're going to do is we're going to use counting up to get to where we need to go. So our starting point is going to be 197. We're going to put that here, and we are going to count up until we get to 525. So I'm at 197. Now we have to think about it with hundreds now. What is that friendly number that we want to get to? Okay? If you said 200, you are correct because I'm at 197. If I get to 200, it makes it easier for me to count. Now, when we're trying to figure out how big that hop is, some of you guys have it right away. Some of you need to think about it a little bit. You need to look at what's in the ones place and think of your friend of 10. That's why I say it's very important that you know your friends of 10, because if you know that, you know what goes with 7 to get you to that next 10 or that next 100. If you said 3, you are correct, because if I'm at 197, it'd be 198, 199, 200. That would be 3 to get me to 200. Okay? Now, the difference between doing this and what we were doing before with 2-digit subtraction on the open number line is we're going to make hops of hundreds. Now, your hops of hundreds should be a little bit larger, but you don't want to make these too large or you're going to run out of space on your open number line. So we're at 200. Let's make a hop of 100. Which would get me to 300. Now I want to get to 525. So am I done yet? Nope. I'm going to do another 100 hop because I'm only at 300, but I want to get to 500. So I do another 100 hop, and that gets me to 400. Okay. Now I'm at 400, but I still need to get to that 500. So I'm going to do another 100 hop. And that will get me to 500. Okay? So, can I do another 100 hop? No, because if I do another 100 hop, that gets me to 600. And we don't want to be at 600. We need to be at 500. So now let's look at the tens. Now, you can lump those tens together and do a plus 20, or you can do plus 10 to get to 510, and then another 10 gets me to 520. Okay? And then we have 5 more to go to get to 525. I'm going to put plus 5, and I got to 525. I got to where I wanted to be, so no, I stop. Now I need to figure out how many hops it took me to get from 197 to 525. Remember, subtraction is the distance between the two numbers. So we need to know the hops we did in order to figure out the distance between the two numbers. So I'm going to start off with my hundreds. I have 100, 200, 300. Okay, so I'm at 300, 310, 320, 325, but I also can't forget what I started off with here, so 325 plus 3 gives me 328. So 525 minus 197 is 328. Okay, let's do that again. This one, let's do 615 minus 288. So I'm going to draw my open number line here. Which one am I going to start at? I'm going to start at the 288, and I'm going to count up to 615. So I'm going to start my number line at 288. Okay, so here you can get to that 10 first, and then get to your 100, or you can think of how many hops to get from 88 to the next 100. I'm going to start with focusing on my ones place to get me to 290, because that's going to be a friendly number, 290. Well, what's friends with 8 to get me to my next 10? If you said 8 and 2 are friends with 10, you are correct. Okay, so I'm at 290. Now I'm at 290, but getting to that 100 helps make it easier. So if I'm at 290, to get to the next 100, if I'm in my 200s, 300 is my next 100. How big of a hop is that? Well, 90 plus 10 gets me to 300. Okay, now I'm going to do my hops of 100. I'm at 300. I need to get to 615. So I'm going to do 100, which gets me to 400. I'm going to do another 100, which gets me to 500. I'm going to do one more 100 here because I'm at 500 and I need to stop at 600. Okay, so I'm at 600. I need to get to 615. So to get to 615, I need to do my plus 10, which gets me to 610, because 600 plus 10 is 610. And then I'm 5 away to get to 615. Okay? So now I got from 288 to 615. I need to figure out the distance between the two numbers to figure out what my difference is. So let's count it up, starting with our hundreds. 100, 200, 300. Then I have two tens here, so that's 310, 320. 325 plus another 2 gets me to 327. Okay? So now I want you to try one. And then you can unpause it and check your answer. So let's do 532 minus 185. Okay, so draw your line. Put your starting point, which is 185, and then I want you to pause the video to get to 532. Once you get there, then you can unpause. Okay, so if you've unpaused, that means that you're ready to go with where we're at. So I'm at 185. I want to get to a 10 to make it easier. Well, 85, the next 10 is 190. What's friends with 5 to make 10? If you said 5, you are correct. 5 and 5 makes 10. Okay, so now I'm at 190. I want to get to that 100 now. I'm at 190 plus what gets me to 200? That would be plus 10. And I'm at 200. Now I can make my 100 hops. So I'm at 200 plus 100 equals 300, plus another 100 gets me to 400. I need to get to 532, so I'm going to add another 100, and that gets me to 500. Okay, so now I have 32 left to go. So I'm going to do a hop of 10, which gets me to 510. I can do another 10. That gets me to 520. I can do another 10, which gets me to 530. And then here's another 2 hop to get me to 532. Okay, now we have our distance between the two. We need to total it up. Let's start with our hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 345, plus 2 more gets me to 347. And if you got that, you did that correct. So that's how you do 3-digit subtraction on the open number line.